What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into TTP Sports. And your Phillies, they get a win. They get a nice win. They get a good comeback win over the Seattle Mariners after, starting the game off really well. Nick Castellanos home run. Taijuan Walker was dominating through the first 5 hitters in this ball game, but then hit a wall. Hit a wall all of a sudden. That second inning, 2 outs. Couldn't find the strike zone. Grand slam on the first pitch to J.P. Crawford. Then another home run back-to-back for J-Rod. My God. It was just completely fell apart there. And then you basically have to go for the rest of the stages of the ball game. There were some frustrating parts. Offense, they get runners on. They don't move them at all. But then you start to see them chip in the lead. They chip in more. You think they can get more runs in a certain inning, but still they chip away at the lead. And the bullpen was spectacular tonight. The bullpen saved your asses. They kept you within reach. Ortiz, Seraphany, Craig Kimbrell, the resurgence of Craig Kimbrell, he looks really good in his past couple of outings. And then Jose Alvarado, he does allow the 2-out double, but no harm done there. No harm done there. The bullpen came in and shut things down while the offense chipped away at the lead for Seattle. They get 4 straight singles in that bottom of the 8th inning. Alec Bohm with the go-ahead RBI. And that's all she wrote from there. Your Phillies get a nice comeback victory after, a couple of frustrating things that happened in this game. But all said and done, you now have a chance to win the series tomorrow afternoon. So, hey, feeling a lot better, definitely. I didn't want to overreact after last night's game. I thought they were going to find a way to get the job done today. Like I said, there were some frustrating things to go along with this game, but at the end of the day, a win is a win. You found a way to come back. It was a character victory. It still shows that this team does not quit. They still have the fight within them, as we saw from last year. A lot of the games last year, when they were down, they still found a way to fight back. They found a way to not give up. And they found a way to constantly creep back into games. And they showed the teams that they're not going to go away lightly. And they did it again here today. So that was very nice to see from the squad there, picking it up for Taijuan Walker, who did leave this game with some forearm tightness. But Rob Thompson did say after the game they were taking him out for precautionary reasons. It doesn't sound like there's going to be any type of major injury there. So definitely that is a sigh of relief. But still, man, he looked dominant in those first 5 batters. Splitter was nasty. He was finding the strike zone. And then just out of the blue, he walks a guy on 4 pitches. Then he allows an infield single. And then he walks another guy on 4 pitches. You're getting a little bit of a pitcher's visit there, mound visit that, maybe do something different a little bit. Maybe settle him down. The first pitch he throws, a pitch right down the middle, a meatball, gets crushed by J.P. Crawford. Grand slam. Are you serious? Are you serious? And then Julio Rodriguez. He sends one into the seats. Maybe directly after an umpire missed a call. You saw Taijuan was very frustrated at that point. But the damage was done. 5 runs, second inning, with 2 outs for the Mariners. And I was thinking to myself, oh God, here we go again. This game's over. The starting rotation, even when he gets a lead, they find a way to blow it. And I was saying a lot of bad things. But hey, this team found a way. Through all the frustration. With runners in scoring position, still an issue. It definitely is. But when the time mattered, especially in that 8th inning, they came up clutch. Nick Castellanos, out of all the veterans so far in this lineup, and I'm talking about the veterans meaning, Trey Turner, Kyle Schwarber, Castellanos, JT. Castellanos has probably been the best vet so far. I'm thinking of 4 players right now consistently in this lineup that are continuously raking. That's Bryce Stott, that's Brandon Marsh, that's Nick Castellanos, that's Alec Bohm. Those guys have been doing a whole load of the work so far, and they have been fantastic. Nick Castellanos was fantastic once again, showing that opposite field power. That ball was murdered. That ball was crushed by Castellanos. And he's looking more and more confident every day. And I was thinking to myself, hey, he gets those home runs on Saturday against Colorado. He's feeling himself a little bit. He's been feeling himself all year. He looks way different in the batter's box. Getting some hits, multi-hit games, extra base hits. I was thinking to myself, if he's constantly doing this, the power is eventually going to come. And now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing it from Castellanos. 3 home runs in the span of a few days. And it's very nice to see there. And I guarantee it's going to continue because right now he looks like a completely different Nick Castellanos. Kind of looks like the Nick Castellanos in that final year with the Reds. He looks really good there. Really good. Another multi-hit game for Bryce and Stott. Brandon Marsh continues his on-base streak. Alec Boehm picks up another RBI. So, hey, keep her going. Keep her going. And I can't, I can't also just forget the bullpen, too. Brought him up earlier, but going more into depth about it. Taijuan Walker doesn't come into the 5th inning. And then you just look at the bullpen. Ortiz, he pitches 2 innings. He only allows 1 hit. Strikes out 2 batters. 31 pitches in total. Ortiz, ever since being called up, he's been really solid out of the bullpen. Really solid. And he could be a good, middle inning relief type of guy, long relief type of guy. He could probably, from what it looks like, he could be used in all situations. And that's a good guy to have in your bullpen, and he's been really sharp since being called up. Definitely a different change from some of the other relievers that we've seen so far. McKinley Moore, Junior Marte. Ortiz seems to be a guy that deserves to stay right now. Some of the other guys, Sir Anthony Dominguez, he allowed a hit, but he struck out 2 batters as well on 17 pitches. Craig Kimbrell had a dominant 8th inning. 14 pitches, 1, 2, 3, strikes out 2 batters. So Craig Kimbrell looks way better in his so many past few outings. A lot more swings and misses, getting a lot more strikeouts. He's just going out there and dealing. And then Jose Alvarado does Jose Alvarado things and continues to dominate. 2 strikeouts again. So your bullpen comes in and they record 8 strikeouts. So that's really good to see. Jose Alvarado threw 22 pitches in that inning. Granted, because one of the batters for Seattle just refused to get out. He just fouled so many pitches off. Jose eventually got the job done, which at the end is the most important thing that happened. And JP Crawford just continued to be a pain. He was a triple away from the cycle, I believe. But then Julio Rodriguez, he battled in his at-bat. And then Jose Alvarado just throws his nasty cutter there. Unhittable pitch. And he gets Julio to swing right through it. It was down the middle of the plate, too. But even Julio couldn't hit it. So, that was nice to see the energy from Jose. After getting that strikeout, hopping up and down on the mound. Pumped up to get that win for the boys. It's a good win. It's a good win. We've seen that, maybe once or a few times this year. We saw that in the game where they came back against Cincinnati at home. In this game, they show it again. I still believe this is a team that, is still going to prove that they're not going to give up. They're not going to die during games. And we're going to see probably quite a few of those this year. I do want to see way more consistency from the starting rotation because you got guys right now in the lineup that are raking. And then they're proving it right now. 4 guys. Stott, Boehm, Marsh, and Castellanos. And then eventually you're going to see a turnaround from Trey Turner and, Kyle Schwarber. And then eventually Bryce Harper is going to make it way back into the lineup very soon. So your lineup's going to be fine over the long haul. It's just your starting rotation right now. Really needs to figure it out. Because so far, everyone's developed Aaron Nola syndrome. They have that 1 inning where they blow up. 1 inning. Zach Wheeler, for as dominant as he was against the Rockies, he had that blow-up inning. Still went 7 now, or 6. Struck out so many guys, but still had the blow-up inning. Aaron Nola against the Rockies, he went 7, but had the blow-up inning in the first. And then Taijuan Walker here. And Belly faltered yesterday as well. Really haven't seen, maybe Matt Strum, he had that 1 bad start against the Reds. But so far, we really just need to see the consistency from this starting rotation. I think that's the bottom line. Put your team in a position to succeed, and then your offense does it from there. Because we're starting to see the power a lot more. The hitters with runners in scoring position definitely has to improve a lot better. Not going to deny that. It's got to be way better. They got the job done today. Still has to be better. I believe, 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 guys on base. Got to be way better. Definitely. But your bullpen came in. They got the job done. They shut down the Mariners lineup. And they put your offense in a position to try to come back. And that's exactly what they did. So the bullpen, basically, over this last stretch of a couple of weeks, they've been really good. It's really just overall the starting rotation. The starting rotation needs to be way more consistent. Just way more. I don't think Taijuan Walker is this bad as he's doing it right now. Even though he did have the good outing against the White Sox, I don't think this is who Taijuan Walker actually is from what he did in that second inning. Now, I don't think he's going to be what he did, retiring 5 straight batters and that type of dominance. He's a fourth, he's a fourth, person in your rotation for a reason. He's going to have that, middling 3 ERA, maybe closer to a 4. That's the type of pitcher that he is. He's going to have his good outings. He's going to have his bad outings. So, right now, it's just overall, you need to see more from Nola. You need to see more from Zack Wheeler. Bailey Falter's going to give you what Bailey Falter gives you. He's a 5th rotation type of guy. Same thing with Matt Strahm, even though he's probably been overall your most consistent guy out of in the rotation. And then eventually he's going to go back to the bullpen when Ranger Suarez comes back. So it's overall consistency from the rotation that I need to see, because we really haven't gotten that yet. And that's really the most, I would say, irritating thing from this team right now. So, just got to wait and see, man. Just got to wait and see. But yeah, overall, it was a good game, good win, good character win, I'd say, for this team. And that's the most important thing. So, looking at the lineup today, everyone had their share except Jake Cave. Honestly, in that 8th inning when Jake Cave came up with 0 outs and a couple of runners on, I honestly, dead serious, I would have pinched hit Pache for him. Would have put in Christian Pache. Because, Jake Cave kind of the rally killer there. Trying to lay a bunt, couldn't, and then he eventually pops up. And Stott couldn't really do anything there either. So that kind of sucked. And Sosa, Jesus Christ. That at bat from Sosa at the end of the game, too. What the hell was he swinging at? My God. So, overall, the lineup in total, 2 for 4 for Bryce and Stott. So another multi-hit game for him. He also worked a walk in there. Trey Turner, he went 1 for 4 in this game. Kyle Schwarber went 1 for 4 with an RBI, 2 strikeouts. Nick Castellanos, he goes 3 for 2 in this game, 3 RBI with the 2-run shot in that first inning, so that was huge. Brandon Marsh gets another hit in this ball game. JT Realmuto, 2 hits, RBI as well. Alec Bohm with the go-ahead RBI in the 8th inning. Edmundo Sosa goes 1 for 4. Jake Cave goes over. Looking at the pitching in total, Taijuan Walker, 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 earned runs allowed, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts on 68 pitches. Just an odd game. It's just that second inning, man. So I guess it wasn't the forearm tightness. So it sounds like it's just precautionary, from what Rob Thompson said. So we'll just have to wait and see. Wait and see what happens with Taijuan Walker in that situation. But right now, like I said, your pitching is getting injured all over the place. You just need a lot more. A lot more. A ton more from that. Ortiz comes in, like I said, 2 innings, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, 31 pitches. Rafael Dominguez, 2 strikeouts on 17. Craig Kimbrell dominated, 2 strikeouts on 14, and Jose Alvarado, 2 strikeouts on 22 pitches. So yeah. Also, I have the Stanley Cup playoffs on in the background. Boston, Florida. Florida just won in overtime, so they forced a Game 6. Matthew Tkachuk, it looks like. He's going absolutely crazy. So, hey, more of that series. But yeah, just looking at some of the other guys for Mariners. Julio, 1 for 5. Kelenic, you actually held Kelenic off the score sheet here, so that was nice to see. So overall, let me see what this replay is on this goal. See how it happened. So forecheck in the zone. Oh, yep, turnover by the goaltender. Yep, that'll be the killer. That's the killer right there. Turnover from the Boston goaltender. Oh boy. But yeah, good win. It's a solid team win overall, and that's the most important thing there. So let me see. Is there anything else here on today's game from Rob Thompson? Anything else here? I don't think there is. The Mets have lost 4 games in a row, apparently. They didn't do that at all last year. Bullpen. We gotta wait and see. I do see we're getting some calls here on the hotline. Oh, wait. Just wait a little bit. I'll get to your voicemails in a little bit. Do think we have one here. Because I think someone just tried to call me and I got the notification for it. I was trying to see if there's anything else here on Twitter. Just to see if there's anything here. So before we do anything there. Let me see. Okay. So let's get to the anytime hotline right here. Let's see what you guys have to say. So let's see what this guy that's calling in. It's not Sean. It's a different guy this time. So let's see what this guy has to say about today's game.
Hey, I'm Sugar Boo. I want to get your opinion on Nick Castellanos' home runs in the past games. He's done really, really well. It's, by the way, as a Texas Rangers fan, I'm still really super happy about Jacob deGrom, best pitcher in the MLB. Thank you, Honey Sugar.
Sugar Boo? What was that? He left another. Did he leave another one?
Hey, man, I just want to say, I'm a Texas Rangers fan. Jacob deGrom is really good. Goodbye.
Man, loves Jacob deGrom. Loves Jacob deGrom. Opinion on the Castellanos home run because that's the only thing that correlated to the Phillies from this call. But, yeah, it was a good home run. Smacked it to the other opposite field. It was crushed. And, yeah. Nick Castellanos looking really good. He's been really good all year. Just looking at it, everything right here from him, you know, brought his average up to 333 on base to 396. His slugging is 531. He's improving every game. He just looks like, right now, he looks like a completely different player than he was last year. A lot more confidence. And that was probably the most important thing. He really didn't look confident at all last year. Didn't look comfortable. Now he looks comfortable. Maybe that's all he needed. The swing looks a lot better. He looks like he has a lot more swag when we're seeing him, you know, constantly dancing up and down the third base line when he gets there. He didn't do it today, but, you know, he's going to do it a lot more when he has a chance. So, yeah. Nick Castellanos. I love this version of Nick Castellanos. Definitely love me some Nick Castellanos. Yeah. We don't have any other calls right here. Let's see. Oh, we got a comment. We got a quote from Nick Castellanos as well. This is from Nick Castellanos. When Nick is comfortable, he's in a good spot. So Nick Castellanos talking in the third person. Always nice to see. Anything else? Luis Ortiz is another example of how much better the Phillies have gotten under Dave Dombrowski at filling out edges on the roster. Yeah, Ortiz has been really good since being called up. Yeah, we saw, you know, the crap from Junior Marte. I know he's still on the roster right now just because of the injuries. But McKinley Moore did not look good. Bring up Ortiz. He's been a nice bolster to that bullpen. And the bullpen overall over the last so many games has been really dominant. Really dominant. So, just continue to do what you're doing. Because like I said, that's a lot of the things we've been talking about this bullpen coming into this year. They have a lot of guys. It's very deep. They have a lot of guys in that back end who are nasty and can be nasty. You're talking about a back end of Gregory Soto, who's been really good ever since, like, basically his first few appearances. Craig Kimbrell, who's been really good, even though he's probably more the weaker link out of the guys. Sir Anthony Dominguez has looked a lot better since his few first sluggish starts. And Jose Alvarado has probably been one of the best left-handed relievers, if not the best reliever in baseball so far to start the year. The dude's been absolutely nasty. Absolutely nasty. And then, yeah, Andrew Bellotti, he was really good to start the season, but then eventually you start to see the wear and tear because Rob Thompson decided to use him every single game. Connor Brogdon, he's going to have his good outings. He's going to have his bad outings. Eventually, you'll put Matt Strahm into that bullpen. It'll make it even better. I think Nick Nelson is down doing his rehab assignment in Double-A, so he'll be a bolster to the bullpen eventually. So when you get your guys back from injury, Ranger Suarez, Andrew Painter, when he gets healthy, you'll eventually see him this season. Whether it's going to be in a, what the Braves did with Spencer Strider to start along. He was starting off in the bullpen. Then he eventually came into the rotation. So there's a lot of things you can do here. I do think over the course of the year, Dave will probably go out to the trade deadline and find a starter just to add to the depth there. Because I do think the depth a little bit is still on the weaker end just because of all the injuries. And you really don't have anyone else besides probably Painter you could call up because I don't think McGarry is even active. I think he's injured. And I don't think Abel is ready either. So, yeah, your depth a little bit with the starting pitching is kind of thin. Even though you do have a guy like Christopher Sanchez who can go in there and eat you a couple of maybe 4 or 5 innings at best. Still think overall the depth could be better for your starting rotation. Granted, you are injured right now, but it could be better. But once you get that consistency from Nola, from Wheeler, and I do think those guys are eventually going to get better. They will. I think overall. And once you see, Ranger coming back, that's going to be a huge bolster for the rotation. Once you see, Taijuan Walker get healthy and find a way to be more consistent, I think you'll see the benefits of that. And whoever your 5th starter is going to be, whether it's Bailey Falter, you throw in Andrew Painter when he's healthy, you throw in maybe a spot start from Strahm here or there when you need it to give maybe some of the guys an extra day of rest because he's proven he can do it. I feel like Matt Strahm can basically do anything that you ask of him. You want to start a game? Sure. Want to go into a long relief, situation? Sure. Want to be a closer? Sure. I feel like Matt Strahm is a guy that can do anything because that's just the attitude that he has. So, yeah, overall, really good win by this team. Really good win by the squad. It was a good character win. I think that's the most important thing there. That is. Definitely is. I want to see if there's anything else here on Twitter before we end this stream off. I'll get to some of you guys in the comment section too. I do see you guys going off a little bit in the live feed. Just want to see if there's anything more from Rob. I don't think there is. Do not think there is. Do not think so. Yeah, let's go to you guys in the live feed. Yep, awesome. W. Yep, forearm tightness for Walker. Sounds precautionary. They don't think it's anything serious. So hopefully that's beneficial. Bryce Harper probably a few days away from returning. Well, Rob Thompson did say when they go out to Los Angeles, I believe it's on May 1st, he's going to have a doctor's appointment to, see if he's cleared enough to play. And most likely it's going to be, clear for him to slide because overall he's ready to hit and he's ready to, do that. It's basically just clearing him to slide, head first and all that stuff. Once it gets cleared, he'll probably be back in the lineup. And he's not going to be playing first base immediately. He's going to be a DH for a little bit, and then maybe he'll be gradually implemented into first base. Still has to get a little bit comfortable there with the drills. But, yeah, you're very, very close probably to seeing Bryce back in the lineup. I know I did hear today on the best show ever that Jason Stark was on there, and, he was talking to guys around the league saying that it could be a little bit of a reach to bring Bryce back this early. It's very risky. But, Tommy John surgery is definitely different for position players. And if he comes back as a DH, we saw what he did last year with the torn UCL. Still dominated the batter's box before he got injured with that thumb. And then he dominated in the playoffs. So, yeah, there's always going to be risk involved. Definitely. Sliding and all that stuff. Bryce Harper is one of the guys that hustles the most on the base paths. He's going to take those extra risks to try to get that extra base. But he'll be a huge bolster to the lineup. And it'll be an amazing thing to see him come back. Because the guy, honestly, is not human with the way he heals. So, yeah. Without a doubt, a good win for the Phillies. 3 cheers for the solid bullpen. Yep, exactly. Mets lose. I did see that. Hope Alvarado's energy carries over for the team for tomorrow's game. They showed life and need more of it, definitely. What is that? For the next 137 games, Stott better remain in the leadoff spot. What a nice hitter he is turning into. Yeah. I think Stott is definitely giving Thompson an argument to keep him up there. And it's weird, too. You're just talking about a lineup, possibly, with, having the force guys like Schwarber and stuff and JT to hit lower in the lineup. That's just making your lineup even deeper when Bryce returns. Imagine if Rhys was here, too. How deep that lineup would be. So you're just looking at it right now. If you're bringing Bryce back, you go Stott, Turner, you keep those guys at 1-2. Bryce bats third. Castellanos 4. Do you move Schwarber to 5? JT 6th. Bohm 7. Marsh 8. Sosa 9? Possibly? Because right now, like I said, Bryce is most likely going to DH for a little bit. So Bohm's probably going to stay over at first for a time being. Then Sosa's going to be, the third baseman when that happens. That's a very deep lineup. Definitely better than having Jay Cave in the lineup. Still, like I said, I would have rather pinched at Pache for Cave in that situation. But what's done is done. They won. That's just being nitpicking. But yeah. Your lineup's very deep when Bryce returns. It really is. It would have been deeper if Rhys didn't get injured, but what's done is done. Damage is done there. So, looking at tomorrow's game, for a chance to win this series against the Mariners, you're going to have Matt Strahm on the mound. He is going to go up against Logan Gilbert. No, wait, that was today's game. Okay, it's Strahm against George Kirby. George Kirby, 2-1 with a 3.57 ERA. In his past few games, 2 earned runs in 6 innings, 2 earned runs in 6 1/3 inning, 1 earned run in 6 innings, and 4 earned runs in a 4 1/3. Granted, he played the Angels, the Guardians, the Rockies, and the Cardinals. So this is probably going to be the best lineup that he will face so far. And who knows, maybe he's due for a blow-up. 3 straight games of 6 innings at least. Maybe he's due for a blow-up. Matt Strahm on the mound. You know what Strahm's going to give you. He's going to work. He's going to battle. That's all you need to know. Big day tomorrow. Busy day. Phillies in the afternoon. NFL draft at night. So, the way tomorrow's going to work, I'll get my recap in tomorrow after the game. And then we'll be back later tomorrow night with talking about the NFL draft, what the Eagles do. They're in the first round. There's a lot of rumors that they're probably trying to trade up in the draft. So, there's a lot of exciting stuff there. But for now, we are going to end it for today. So, I thank you everyone for joining the stream as always. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. I like to see those. Don't forget to drop a like. Don't forget to check out everything in the description. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Join the TTP Sports family. It does me a great deal of service. And also use the code TTP Sports, $20 off your first purchase at SEATGEEK. Great deal. Don't pass it up for any Phillies games and any Sixers games in the upcoming second round of the playoffs. So definitely utilize that deal. It's a great deal. Don't pass it up. Once again, thank you everyone for joining